So you want to know how to take good photos of birds? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you some hints, tips and tricks for places to go and things to do to help you get better photos of those little flying critters. So here's a quick rundown of what you're going to learn. Check it out. The best place to start is to come to a park like this one. The birds are quite calm, they're used to being around a lot of people, so you'll be able to get closer and you'll get better shots. Hand holding is best. The higher the shutter speed, the better. If you're wanting that nice soft background in your photos, using the widest aperture you can will be the best thing to do. Now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to approach the birds, so let's go find some. The best time to come out is golden hour. To approach a bird that's not quite as chilled as these ones here, creep very slowly. Love them or hate them, but seagulls are a really good first subject. There's not as much distraction in the background that might confuse your camera when it's trying to focus. Hi there, Barry Callister for Barry Callister Photography, giving you hints, tips and tricks for better nature photography. Welcome to my channel, glad you found me. If you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out links in the video description of this video for any of the gear I'm using today or anything else I mentioned. It'll be linked up down below and you can purchase via those links if you wish. Now, the best place to start with your bird photography is to come to a park like this one, because obviously people come to parks a lot, and if there's a lake or some kind of water there as well, it's also extra handy because birds love water. And the birds are quite calm because they're used to being around a lot of people, so you'll be able to get closer and you'll get better shots. Now, as far as your lens choice goes on your camera, obviously the longer the better. This here I'm using is a 55 to 200 mm. It's just a kit lens that came with the camera. It's all I've got right now, so that's what I use. So I have to get quite close to the birds with this one. Within about 5 to 10 meters, I'll get a decent shot with this lens. So anything 200 millimeters or above, you're going to be laughing. But like I said, because you're at a park, the birds are going to let you get a lot closer anyway, so you don't need that really long reach. So you can get by with a smaller lens like this one. Now, I don't want to dwell too much into camera settings on this video because I wanted it to be more of a advice on where to go and what to do to get better bird photos, and not so much about the technical stuff. But I will quickly mention a few things here. Now, most of the time, hand holding your camera will be okay. If you're taking photos of birds that are moving, obviously having a tripod is hard because birds don't move in exactly the way you want them to, and sometimes a tripod can be limiting in that way. So hand holding is best. If you have a bird that's stationary and it looks like it's calm and it's not going to go anywhere, absolutely use a tripod because you'll get sharper photos that way. But most of the time, go handheld. Now, when you're hand holding your camera, obviously if you're a very shaky person like me, the higher the shutter speed, the better. But the general rule is set your shutter speed to equal to or greater than the focal length of your lens. So for example, if I'm shooting at 200 mm on my lens here, I'd want a shutter speed of 1/200th of a second or greater. As I said, greater is always better. Obviously, if you're wanting that nice soft background in your photos, using the widest aperture you can will be the best thing to do, and then just set your ISO to get correct exposure. If you want the background in focus, obviously you're going to have a small aperture and then adjust your ISO accordingly. I don't want to go too much more into camera settings because quite obviously they're going to change depending on where you are and what the weather is like at the time. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to approach the birds, so let's go find some and I'll show you how to move up on them so that you don't scare them away. Now, as you can see behind me here, this is the beauty of a park or a lake. I'm within 3 meters of these ducks here behind me and they don't even care, so I could get really great shots from here. Of course, this is not the best time to come out and take your bird photos. It's 10:33 in the morning here, so the sun is quite high in the sky and it's going to wash all your colors out. The best time to come out is golden hour, around sunrise and sunset. It's different everywhere you are in the world, what times it is before and after sunset, but to check that, just Google it and you'll find out where it is the best for your part of the world. But you can see here, this is the beauty of it. You can get really close to these guys and they don't even care, you know, they're quite happily sitting there. And I can just click off a photo if I want to, quite easily. And they're not even worried about the camera. If you want to get really, really close to other birds that aren't quite so used to humans, the best thing to do is to come out before dawn and find yourself a spot and just sit and wait. because the birds, when they do show up, they will think that you're just part of the landscape. If you stay as still as you possibly can, they'll think you're a rock or a tree, or they don't really know what you are, so they're going to come quite close. And I've used that technique before to get some really great shots, so that's a really good one to remember as well. If you need to approach a bird that's not quite as chilled as these ones here, the idea is to move slowly but not too slowly. If you move too slowly, they'll think you're a predator and they'll just fly away. So creep very slowly, but keep moving. Don't stop for too long because they think that you're waiting to pounce on them, right? So it's just creep slowly, slowly, slowly. If they make a move as if they're going to fly off, stop. Wait till they settle down, move in a little bit closer. It's all a practice thing. It's different with different birds, so just experiment and see how you go. Another great place to get started with your bird photography is, of course, the beach. Obviously, a lot of people come to the beach a lot of the time, so the bird life's not going to be as afraid of you as it would be in other places. And love them or hate them, but seagulls are a really good first subject. They will let you get fairly close, they fly fairly slowly, they glide in for landings quite slowly, so you can get good flight photos with them. And some of the time you'll have blue sky at the beach too, which is great for getting those bird flight photos because there's not as much distraction in the background that might confuse your camera when it's trying to focus. So if you're lucky enough to live near a beautiful beach such as this one, get down there and get started with your bird photography. It's a really great place to practice. So there you go, that is how you take good photos of birds. I hope the hints and tips I've outlined in the video have helped you in some way to either get started with your bird photography or to improve it. If you have any problems or questions, please pop me a comment down below in the comment section and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Also check out the links in the video description for any of the gear I've used in the video today. You can also purchase via those links if you want to. I've also popped a link down in there to a PDF that outlines all the tips that I've said in the video today, so you can download that to your phone or print it out, take it with you when you go photographing, and it'll help you to remember all the stuff that I said in the video. I do ask for a small donation to download that PDF, and that money goes back into my channel in order to keep my camera equipment going and getting good videos out to you guys, so I thank you for your donation. I'm Barry Callister for Barry Callister Photography. Get out there, take some wicked shots, and I'll see you soon.